systems work and how we can make the best use of them. It also gives many interesting facts about the worldwide telephone service, which, through submarine cables, radio links and satellites, enables us to speak with people many thousands of miles away. The author wishes to thank the Post Office for their kind help in providing the information on which this book is based. Now, this is an old book. It predates the internet and cable and digitisation. So it'll be interesting to read about what it thinks the modern telephone actually is. So here we have some nice history. How telephones began. Now, this is what they're saying a telephone of today looks like. Let me show you. It's even more modern looking than my old telephone. And this is a model of Alexander Graham Bell's first telephone. And here is the man himself. In every aspect of our daily lives, we need to communicate with one another. We do this mostly by speaking to other people and listening to what they have to say to us. And when we are close to them, we can do this very easily. However, our voices will not travel very far, even when we shout. And it is thanks to the invention of the telephone that we're still able to communicate with our fellow men and hold conversations when we are far apart. The telephone is a method of transmitting speech by electricity. It was invented by Alexander Graham Bell, a Scotsman who was born in Edinburgh in 1847. Bell, a teacher of elocution who later emigrated to Canada, spent all his spare time experimenting. So enthusiastic was he in his search for a means of transmitting human speech by electricity that he left little time for his day-to-day work and at one time was almost penniless. On June the 2nd, 1875, he heard the first sounds ever to be carried over wire. Some months later, in 1876, using an instrument made from pieces of clock springs and electromagnets, he spoke the first words ever to be sent over a distance by electricity. Although Bell had made the first telephone, at first no one seemed interested. He exhibited an instrument at an exhibition in Philadelphia, but it was regarded as no more than a toy by the visitors and almost overlooked by the judges. Fortunately for Bell, the Emperor of Brazil happened to pass by and inquired about his invention. Bell gave him the receiver and went to speak into the transmitter at the other end of the wire. When the Emperor heard Bell's voice on the receiver, he dropped the instrument in surprise and said, "It talks." Next day, Bell's invention was famous. By coincidence, another inventor, Elisha Gray, tried to patent a telephone only a few hours after Bell had patented his. However, the Supreme Court maintained that Bell should be regarded as the first inventor, even though there were many similarities between their instruments. Another inventor, Thomas Edison, helped make Bell's telephone even more practical by adding an induction coil. This consisted of many more turns of much finer wire. When current passes through the primary winding of such an induction coil, it causes a magnetic field to be produced in the soft iron. The magnetic field induces a current in the secondary winding, this current being capable of overcoming the resistance of the wires and making transmission possible over greater distances. At the receiving end, Edison reversed the process, stepping down the current so that it operated the earpiece. From the early experiments of these inventors has grown the service which the majority of us use every day. Well, at least we used to. It is estimated that there are over 270 million telephones installed throughout the world, nearly all of which can be connected with the instrument you have in your home or in your locality, enabling you to have conversation with your next door neighbour or with someone on the far side of the earth. How the sound of your voice travels. When you speak, you cause the vocal cords in your throat to vibrate. These vibrations set up tiny changes of air pressure in your mouth, and these pressure changes radiate from your mouth into the surrounding air in the form of waves. Throw a pebble into a smooth pond and see how little waves of water radiate from the point where the pebble entered. Sound waves act in a similar manner, and just as the waves in the pond diminish as they get further away from their starting point, so sound waves fade away in the air. A big pebble makes big waves in the water. A loud noise makes big sound waves in the air. When someone speaks to you, the sound waves radiating from the speaker's mouth make an impact on your ear. A message is sent to the nerve centre of your brain and your voice is heard. If you stand too far away from the person speaking, the sound waves lose all their force or amplitude before they reach your ear and you hear nothing. Is not a good medium for transmitting sound waves. That is why another way of speaking to people over long distances had to be found. Sound waves into electric currents. In addition to loud sounds which cause big waves and soft sounds which cause small waves, we also have high-pitched or high-frequency sounds and low-pitched or low-frequency sounds. A high-pitched sound, a squeak for instance, will cause the waves to radiate out very quickly, one after the other. A low-pitched sound, such as a growl, will cause the waves to radiate more slowly. So, depending on how we speak and the words we use, our voices send out big or small sound waves of high or low frequency. An electric current can be transmitted without much loss of power over far greater distances than our voices can carry in the air. What we have to do, therefore, is to convert all the changes of speech, sound waves, into corresponding changes of electric current, which can be transmitted along wires over the required distance. On reaching the other end, the changes of electric current must then be converted back into sound waves so that the speech can be heard. In a telephone, the mouthpiece or transmitter converts the sound waves of speech into variations of electric current, while the earpiece or receiver converts the electric current back into sound. On the next 2 pages we will see just how this is done. The transmitter. simultaneously. The solution to the problem is provided by telephone exchanges, in which any two of the millions of telephones in daily use can be connected together. If we wish to speak to someone in a distant part of the country, or in another country altogether, our call may have to be routed through several exchanges before we can be connected with the person we want. There are two main types of telephone exchange: manual and automatic. In a manual exchange, an operator has to make the necessary connections for us, while automatic exchanges have equipment which does this by itself. Automatic exchanges can be of different kinds, some working by mechanical means, others electronically. Manual exchanges. Although manual exchanges are gradually being replaced by automatic ones, many areas are still being served by the older equipment, so it is interesting to know something about how it works. And do you remember this kind of scene in old films where usually a woman actually would move one of the connections to another connection? At a manual exchange, the telephone wires are connected to switchboards, and by means of short, flexible wires or cords fitted with plugs at each end, an operator is able to link any two telephone circuits together. Lifting the receiver of your telephone operates a switch within the instrument. Electric current flows through the circuit and lights a lamp on the switchboard. By plugging a cord into your line, the operator can speak to you, and you can tell her the number you wish to call. She then plugs the other end of the cord into the appropriate line and presses a key to ring the bell of the instrument being called. When that receiver is lifted, the final connection is made. If the person you are calling is on some other manual exchange, an operator at that exchange must first be contacted. Your operator must therefore ring the second operator on a separate junction line and tell her the number you want. The second operator then makes the necessary connection for you through the junction line. Automatic exchanges. See the same dial that I have on my telephone. In Britain today, there are over 13 million automatic telephones in use, and the number is increasing daily. The automatic system enables you to call someone without the aid of an operator, simply by lifting the receiver and dialing the number you want. The connection between the two telephones is made at the exchange by automatic selectors, electronically controlled by the telephone dial. We shall see how the selectors work in the next chapter, but it is important to note that they are not operated when each number is actually dialed, but when the dial unit returns to its normal position. As it rotates back with the familiar whirring sound. Just like that. It creates current impulses corresponding to the number dialed. These impulses travel along the circuit to work selectors. The dialing of each number is therefore not completed until the dial has finished rotating backward. It is important that the dial be allowed to return freely to its normal position without interference from your finger or hand. If the person you are ringing is on another automatic exchange, a special code must be dialed before the number. Dialing this code operates switches which select a disengaged junction line to the other exchange. and stops at the first disengaged one. This contact clears the way to the next numerical selector, which accepts the second figure as it is dialed. Repeats the process of selecting the correct row and contact and passes the connection on to the final selector. Here the action is slightly different. On receiving the impulses of the third figure to be dialed, the switch arm of this selector moves up to the appropriate row of contacts, but does not pass along it until the last figure has been dialed. When this has been done, the arm moves along the row and selects the contact concerned. The switching operation is now complete and the telephone being called rings out automatically. In the above description, we have considered a number composed of 4 figures, which requires 3 selectors. There are of course numbers in which 5 or more figures are used, in which case additional selectors have to be operated by the telephone dial in order to make the required connection. Auto-manual switchboards. Someday all exchanges will work on the automatic principle, but even then there will still be a need to have some operators. Their function will still be to give assistance when we have difficulty in obtaining the number we want or when we require some special information or service. Operators will always be needed for the directory enquiry service, which provides us with a telephone number of someone in any part of the country when we only know their name and address. These operators work at auto-manual switchboards, which are used in conjunction with automatic exchange equipment. We can contact them by dialing numbers which are given in the telephone directories. The best known of these codes is probably 999, which we would dial in an emergency to call the police, fire or ambulance services. Of course, in the US it's 911. The most modern type of auto-manual switchboard is operated by means of switches instead of cords and plugs. They are known as cordless switchboards. They can be installed in office-type rooms away from the building which houses the actual exchange equipment. The exchanges can thus be expanded when necessary without disturbing the switchboards. They are also suitable for use in small private exchanges attached to factories and other commercial undertakings. Dialing codes. Oh look, lots of small versions of my telephone. In some areas of the United Kingdom, if you wish to call a friend on the same exchange, you simply lift the receiver and dial the number. If he or she is in another automatic exchange area within the same town, you have to dial the code numbers of that exchange before the number. The codes are listed in the dialing instructions associated with the telephone you are using. Telephones in the main cities, such as London, Birmingham, Edinburgh, Glasgow, Liverpool and Manchester, have been given all figure numbers, AFN, which do not include the exchange name. For instance, you might have 021 643 2107. The first series of figures represent the city, the next 3 figures are for the exchange, and the last 4 the number of the telephone. For local calls within one of these cities, you dial the last 7 figures only. The dial impulses are fed into an additional piece of equipment called a director, which automatically directs the selection of a disengaged line to the required exchange. It then passes on the impulses of the numbers as they were dialed belongs to the Stroger system, which takes its name from the inventor Almon B. Stroger of Kansas City. It was first patented in the United States as far back as 1889 and was used in the United Kingdom for the first time at the Epsom Exchange in 1912. It will be seen that the system is quite an old one, yet it is still in regular use by the post office at the great majority of automatic exchanges. More recently, however, two new types of equipment have been introduced. These are called the crossbar and the electronic reed relay systems. It would take another book to describe how they work, but we can learn one or two facts about them. They are both known as common control systems, in which information about a call is first passed to a central control point, which processes it and selects the route through the exchange that the call will take. The crossbar system works mechanically, and the electronic reed relay system is operated electronically. Both systems provide much faster connection of calls than the Stroger method. Long-distance telephoning. Until a few years ago, if you wished to make a long-distance or trunk call, you always had to obtain the operator at your local exchange, who then routed the call through for you. If the person you wanted was a long way away, several exchanges might have been linked together before you were finally connected. This method is still used in certain parts of the country. However, new developments have now made it possible for most people to dial their own trunk calls by a system known as subscriber trunk dialing, or STD. This is obviously much easier, quicker, and often cheaper than the old method. Special apparatus known as group routing and charging equipment, GRACE for short, has been designed to interpret the instructions given by the caller when he dials. This routes the call through the complicated network of trunk lines to its final destination and records the charge for the call on a meter with which every telephone circuit is fitted. The telephone system is expensive to operate, and every telephone conversation must be paid for according to its length, the distance it has to travel, and the time of day the call is made. To make a trunk call by STD, you first dial this appropriate code, then the number you want. You can find out the code by referring to the list of exchanges in the dialing instruction book associated with the telephone. The code always starts with 0, which connects you to GRACE. Okay, so I'm going to leave it there, and if you enjoyed that, we can come back and read the rest. I hope you enjoyed that, how it works. Lovely Ladybird book. And I hope you enjoyed seeing my own old telephone. It still works, by the way. This has been Kate at the Library Whispers saying, I shall see